Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to explain about guided or wired channels that are used as means of communication among the devices in a network. There are three popular wired channels used for communication. They are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. I will explain about each of these wired channels one by one. First you will learn about twisted pair cable. A twisted pair cable is one of the oldest and still most commonly used transmission media. It consists of two insulated copper wires, typically about 1 millimeter thick. The wires are twisted together in helical form just like a DNA molecule, because if we have two or more copper wires lined together which are transmitting data in the form of electromagnetic signals, then these signals interfere with each other, thus making the signals meaningless. So that's why twisting is done in order to reduce the electromagnetic signals. In this way, we can put together more than two copper wires in a single sheath. Okay. Next, we will see some advantages of twisted pair cable. It is very cheap, so that's why it is the oldest and still most commonly used transmission media in computer networks. Since there are not many complex technicalities involved in twisted pair cable, we can easily get trained personnel to install and maintain twisted pair cable. It can be used for both a digital as well as analog transmission, as it is constructed using copper wire. Entire network doesn't go down if a part of network is damaged, as we know that more than two pairs of twisted pair cables are put together in a single sheet. So if one copper wire is not working properly, then the same data can be transmitted using the other wires. Next, we will see some disadvantages of twisted pair cable. Signals cannot travel longer distance without the help of repeaters. If you want to transmit data beyond 100 meters using twisted pair cable, then we must use repeater. So you must be thinking, what is a repeater? A repeater is a small network device that replicates the same signal with the same strength that it started traveling. Okay, and it is not suitable for broadband connection because broadband connections requires very high speed, and in copper wires data cannot be transferred at a very high speed. Okay, the twisted pair cable that we discussed so far is unshielded twisted pair cable. Now, in order to overcome the disadvantages of unshielded twisted pair cable, we use shielded twisted pair cable. In shielded twisted pair cable, wires are shielded in the following three ways. First is individual shielding with aluminum foil for each twisted pair, as you can see from this image. Okay, each twisted pair wire is shielded with aluminum foil. Okay, next is overall braided shield with foil across all the pairs. And third is individual shielding using the foil for twisted pair set, and also outer braided shielding across all the pairs. Okay. The next wired channel that I will talk about is coaxial cable. It is another common communication channel which consists of copper wire but has better shielding and greater bandwidth than unshielded twisted pair cable. They can transmit signal for longer distance and also at higher speed. And coaxial cables are widely used for cable television and metropolitan networks. Now let's see how a coaxial cable is constructed. It consists of a stiff copper wire as the core, surrounded by an insulating material which prevents the signal from escaping into the atmosphere. The insulator is then encased by a cylindrical conductor, often as a closely woven braided mesh. The outer conductor is then covered in a protective plastic sheath. The construction and shielding of coaxial cable give it a very good combination of higher bandwidth as well as excellent noise immunity. Now let's see some advantages of coaxial cable. It provides excellent noise immunity due to multiple layer shielding. The signals can travel for longer distance at a higher speed up to 2 Gbps. And like a twisted pair cable, they can transmit both analog as well as digital signals, as it is also constructed using copper wires. Next, we will see some disadvantages of coaxial cable. They are expensive to install for longer distances due to its thickness and stiffness. As single cable is used for signal transmission across the entire network, in case of failure in one cable, the entire network will go down. Next and the last wire channel that I'm going to discuss about is optical fiber cable. Optical fibers are made up of silica glass or thin plastic through which light waves are used to transmit data. Now we will see how optical fiber cable is constructed. At the center is the core, which is made up of silica glass through which light propagates. The core is then surrounded by a cladding, which is again made up of silica glass or plastic, but with a lower index of refraction than the core. It means that if any light waves tries to escape the core, then the cladding will reflect it back inside the core so that no data is lost. On top of that is buffer, which is used to encapsulate one or more optical fibers, providing protection from physical damage. Now, there are two types of optical fiber available: single mode fibers and multi-mode fibers. Single mode fibers is designed to carry light with a single mode, which means light waves travel in the same pattern, and that gives us a single ray of light. It offers high transfer rate over longer distances. Therefore, it is better for connections like wide area network. Its core diameter is very thin, about 8 to 10 microns or micrometers. Multimode fibers is mostly used for communications, for connections over shorter distances, like within a building or on a campus. Light waves are dispersed into numerous paths or modes as they travel through the cable core. Multimode links can be used for data rates up to 100 Gbps. And it contains core with larger diameter than single mode fiber, that is 50 microns to 62.5 microns, about the thickness of a human hair strand. Next, we will see some advantages of optical fiber cable. It has high bandwidth ranging from Mbps to Gbps, which is very high as compared to copper cables. It is immune to electronic interference as it carries data through light waves, so it is not affected by power surges, power failure, or electromagnetic interference. Optical fibers do not leak light and difficult to tap, so these properties give optical fiber good security against potential wire tappers. Next, we will see some disadvantages of optical fiber cables. Since fiber is new and less familiar technology, not many people are trained in this, which makes it very difficult to find skilled technical experts for installation and maintaining optical fiber cables. They are very fragile and can be damaged easily by being bent too much. Since optical transmission is unidirectional, two-way communication requires either two fibers or 2 frequency bands on one fiber. Okay, that's all for today's video. In the next video you will learn about various unguided or wireless channel. Thank you.